How do you manage that when people discount you or maybe talk negative about you online or wherever? How do you personally deal with it?
I've always prayed for those who see their failure in my success.
Yeah.
Those who hate you today, they were once dreamers who gave up on their dreams,
Oh, wow.
right? Haters were once dreamers, they just gave up. So when they see a woman in a wheelchair doing something, they have to hate me. Because, a lot of people said that, oh, just because she's in the wheelchair, she got the chance to do all this. Dude, you're walking around, right? You had the chance too, but you were too busy hating on people. You missed the chance. So I understand. I'm an empath. I understand, why is that hatred coming? And again, pray for those who see their failure in your success. Hating is not easy.
It's exhausting. Yeah.
It's exhausting. Imagine every day. I will be posting all the good stuff on my social media. You will be posting all the amazing stuff you're doing on social media. And they're just sitting in the room doing nothing and just hating.
I know.
Who is the sufferer? We are not suffering. They are. So they need empathy and kindness.
Did you always have this belief for the last 14 years? Or when you started to put your message out there and share your story, was it painful and hurtful for you at one point? Or you always have this perspective?
I think perspectives change. I was always a very grateful person. Not before the accident. I used to crib a lot because I was too young and I was too naive. But, with time I realized that, everyone is fighting an unseen battle, Louis. Everyone. And we are so good at the art of concealing the pain that we are in. All of us. The methodology changes. There are certain ways that we conceal pain. Sometimes we share, sometimes we don't. But we all are going through something in life every day, And I realize that if I think that I'm the one who's the most broken one, no. I have traveled around the world. I have met so many people. And they had shared their very personal stories of how broken they are. And let me tell you, none of them were in the wheelchair. So there are so many people who are walking around, who are perfectly fine. They are running their businesses. They are so broken from within. All they want is to be understood. They want someone who can understand their pain. And I feel so blessed that when people look at me, when they see me in the wheelchair, maybe, they just think that because she is in pain, we can talk to her because she can understand what we are going through.
Why do you think so many people are broken in the world who maybe aren't in a wheelchair, who have able-bodied, let's say, don't have a disformed body or something, but they're broken? Where do you think that brokenness is coming from for so many people?
Too many expectations from people. Too many expectations. We want to get into a relationship because we want happiness. We want to feel complete, right? Soulmates. No, you are your own soulmate, period. If you are not in a good relationship with yourself, you will be miserable, even if you are in a relationship with someone. That's why people are broken. My happiness cannot be taken by someone because my happiness does not come from someone. Nobody is giving me my joy. I am the reason of my own joy. If we manage to understand this tiny little truth about life, we will heal. And time doesn't heal you, you heal you. You need to sit down with yourself and think, do you love yourself enough? And if you love yourself enough and you believe in self-love, no external force will ever be able to break you.
How do we learn to love ourselves if we have been telling ourselves for so long, I'm not lovable, or I had this accident, or, I went through a breakup in a relationship and they left me or they abandoned me or whatever it might be? How do we not let outside factors dictate our feelings about ourselves, and not let the fear of abandonment of people or people's love hold us back from loving ourselves.
Yes, the fear of abandonment, we all have that. And we need to overcome this fear. When I always say, when wrong people leave, right things start to happen. Mm-hmm. And we all are living a life story. You have your own story. I have my story. My brothers have their story. My mother has her own story. And when you find yourself in the wrong story, just leave. If someone is not adding value to your life story, or if you are not adding value to someone's life story, leave. Sometimes it takes letting go to realize we're holding on to nothing. We are too busy clinging on to those relationships, which are not meant to be in our journey, and that's why I say that these people are so toxic. With time, they become so toxic for you that, your presence in their life is their only definition. Mm-hmm. And they will never want you to leave because they're so weak, they want to stay in your shadow. So you need to pick and choose. This person is toxic, leave. Liberate yourself by setting all these extra people free who do not belong to your journey. And these people will always weigh you down. And if there's something is weighing you down, how will you fly high? And fear of abandonment, if you can manage to overcome this fear, again, when you are on your own completely, that is where you will understand that solitude is very powerful.
So powerful.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
Because even in that silence, you're having a conversation. I mean, there is no energy vampire around me. I'm on my own and I'm manifesting the best things for myself. I would never trade my solitude to anything because when I am alone, on my own, I am the best version of myself.
Really?
Because I'm kind to myself. Yes.
You're kind to yourself.
Yes.
How much time did you spend alone after the accident?
So I have this really cool habit. I switch off. So even when I'm surrounded by a lot of people, I'm actually not there most of the times.
Really?
Yes, I'm just thinking. What? Recently I was thinking about something that when I was talking about that how, this beautiful balance of strength and vulnerability makes us who we are. I was thinking about it the other day that I've experienced this balance on daily basis. When I see my social media, when I read emails and people sending beautiful messages that, how your words have empowered us and, because of you, we're never going to give up. It gives me so much strength, and I say to myself, oh my God, I'm so strong. And then at the nighttime, when I'm thirsty, I'm unable to get up and get a glass of water for myself. Right? That's my reality. And how vulnerable I am at that moment. So this strength and this vulnerability makes us who we are. So I need to have my own moment with myself where I am willing to understand myself better. That if I am vulnerable, that's okay. I'm strong too. And the perfect balance of these two things make me who I am.
I'm so fascinated by your story, and every time I see your content, it makes me smile. Every time I see you post a video or a photo, I'm always just rooting for you. I'm so excited for you and your life and the impact you make. And you are so much more talented than just an artist. Yeah, at first you wanted to be an artist, and then you thought you couldn't be. You were like, these don't look good. But now you're, selling your art's in galleries. It's really inspiring. But you're also a massive activist. You're, a TV anchor, model. You did modeling, you sing, and you're a speaker, and you motivate millions of people around the world. You could have not done any of it. You could have said, I just want to be an artist and just go after that one thing. But you decided to go for more. When and why did you say, I want to start sharing this story and start putting this message out there in a bigger way? and revealing these things about yourself that maybe you were scared to do?
I remember when I gave my very first talk, that was TEDx. And it actually happened when I decided and I manifested that I'm going to overcome the fear of facing people. It's so ironic that a public speaker was once scared of facing people.
I was, for sure, yeah.
I know. So what happened was, I gave my very first TED Talk. And after my TED Talk, a girl from the audience, she came to me and she was crying and she said, "Can I give you a hug?" And I said, "Sure." So she gave me a hug and she said, "Your 10-minute TED Talk has solved 10 problems of my life." And she said, "Today you made me realize that those 10 problems never existed. They were just in my head. And I was overthinking. And because of you, I'm never going to give up." In that moment, in the flashback, I could hear my mother saying, "One day, God will show you how did he choose you out of so many for this test." And that was the moment of realization that, if my words can change someone's perspective, maybe this is my true calling in life. And as they say that in the end, what matters is how many lives you have touched. So art is my comfort zone, Louis. I can sit in the corner of my room in a cozy environment, have a cup of coffee and paint and sell the work, make both ends meet, pay the bills, raise my son and live. But, is that enough? It's not enough. Because comfort zone is a good place to be, but nothing ever grows there. So if you really want to grow as a person, if you really want to learn and unlearn, we need to tap on all the abilities that we have. We are so blessed with immense potential, which remains untapped because we are too busy doing 9 to 5. We are too busy paying bills. And we live the same routine for so many years and then we end up calling it life. It's not life. It's not. I realized later that, I was labeled as the first wheelchair-bound model, the first wheelchair-bound singer, the first wheelchair-bound anchor, first wheelchair-bound, and it was so much rubbed in my face that I said, I might be the first one to do all this, but I wouldn't be the last. I had to pave path for so many people who are supremely talented, who are differently abled, who are supremely talented, but maybe they were just a bit scared to take the first step. I took the first step. I broke those barriers. At least I tried, and now I see a lot of young boys and girls doing amazing work. Why? Because now it's normal. It's normal for a wheelchair user to smile. It's normal for a wheelchair user, may it be a boy or a girl, to look good, to wear lipstick, to look nice, to face the world. It's normal now. And even right now, when being an anchor person, I'm working for the national TV of Pakistan. And when I'm doing my show, I'm always thinking about that little boy or girl, sitting in a far-flung village watching my show. And I think about them that, they might be thinking that if a girl or a woman in a wheelchair can do this, we can do that too. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
So one day I feel, Louis, that the day I will leave the world, a lot of people will see my reflection in these young boys and girls who are unique, who are different, who were scared once, but now they're not anymore. Be grateful. So gratitude, attitude of gratitude works wonders. And last but not least, I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll say it again, that you are the hero of your own story, and heroes never give up. So just don't give up and keep going.